Have you ever been in the middle of an important conversation, maybe even a disagreement, and suddenly your mind goes completely blank? One moment, your thoughts are racing. You have so much you want to say. The next, it's like a thick fog rolls in. The words are gone. You can't grasp a single coherent thought, and all you can do is stand there, silent. It's not that you don't care. In fact, you care so much it's overwhelming. But on the outside, you might look distant, uninterested, or even cold. The person across from you sees a blank stare, and they think you've checked out, that you have nothing to say. Meanwhile, inside, you're screaming. It's one of the most frustrating feelings in the world, to have your mind betray you when you need it most. You're not being difficult or stubborn, you're experiencing an emotional freeze. If this feels familiar, then this video is for you. And let me start by saying, you are not broken, and you are not alone. This response is not a sign of weakness, it's a sign of a nervous system that learned to protect you in a very specific way. It's a sign of a deep and often hidden sensitivity. After the conversation is over, hours later, maybe late at night, the fog finally lifts. Suddenly, all the perfect words come flooding back. You replay the conversation in your mind, saying all the things you wish you could have said. You criticize yourself for not being quicker, smarter, or braver. You feel misunderstood and worse, like you failed to stand up for yourself. So why does this happen? Why does your brain hit the emergency brake when you need to accelerate? The answer often lies in our past. Think of our basic survival instincts: fight, flight, or freeze. When our brain perceives a threat, it reacts. For many, a conflict, even a simple disagreement, can feel like a threat. This is especially true if you grew up in an environment where expressing your opinion was unsafe. Maybe you were the peacemaker child, the one who learned that keeping quiet was the best way to keep the adults from fighting. Maybe raising your voice or disagreeing led to punishment, emotional withdrawal, or someone you love getting hurt. So your young mind learned a critical equation: silence equals safety. Expressing yourself felt dangerous, so your brain developed a powerful defense mechanism. It would shut down the system to keep you safe from the perceived danger of conflict. This freeze response was a brilliant survival strategy. It protected you. But now, in your adult life, that old program is still running, getting triggered in situations that aren't actually life-threatening. Your nervous system is still trying to protect the child you once were, even when the adult you needs to speak. You don't want to be a good person who avoids conflict. You just literally can't access the words. You've forgotten that the person who most needs your voice now is you. So how do we begin to thaw the freeze? How do we find our voice again? It's a gentle process, and it doesn't start with forcing yourself to be a better debater. The first step is simply to acknowledge. When you feel that fog rolling in, instead of fighting it or judging yourself, just name it. Silently say to yourself, "Okay, this is the freeze response. My nervous system is trying to protect me." This simple act of naming creates a tiny bit of space between you and the reaction. It's a moment of mindfulness, not criticism. The second step is to create space, out loud. The most powerful tool you have is the pause. You don't have to win the argument in that exact moment. You have the right to regulate your own nervous system. You can learn a simple script, something like, "My thoughts are jumbled right now. Can you give me a second?" Or, "What you're saying is important, and I need a moment to process it before I respond." This isn't admitting defeat. It's an act of profound self-respect. It signals to the other person what's happening and gives your system the time it needs to come back online. And the third step is to practice in peacetime. Your brain needs new evidence that using your voice is safe. You build this evidence in low-stakes situations. Start small. State your preference for what movie to watch. Tell a friend you disagree with them on a minor point. Write down your feelings in a journal to practice forming the words without pressure. Each time you express yourself and nothing bad happens, you are gently rewriting that old silence equals safety programming. Please, let go of the idea that you need to become some sharp, witty person who is never at a loss for words. True strength isn't about winning every argument. It's about being able to stay present with yourself, to honor your own feelings, and to communicate your truth, even if it takes you a moment to find the words. You have spent so long protecting others by staying silent. Now it's time to use your voice to protect yourself. The goal is not to be perfectly articulate in the heat of the moment. The goal is to slowly, gently, become an adult who doesn't abandon themselves when they feel overwhelmed. If you like this video, please subscribe, and I will keep providing interesting content about psychology.